As the controversy whether or not the electricity tariff should be increased, the House of Representatives has given the assurance that the issue will be thoroughly examined to assist growth in the private sector while ensuring that the public is not overburdened. The House of Representatives Committee on Privatization and Commercialization made this pledge while visiting the Jos Electricity Distribution Company and the Zuma Steel West Africa Company as part of its oversight functions.
Distribution PSC.
Members of the House of Representatives Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, saddled with the responsibility of carrying out oversight of all privatized enterprises by the federal government in Jos, the Plateau State capital.
Marketing and investment.
They are here alongside officials of the Bureau for Public Enterprises at the Jos Electricity Distribution Company and the Zuma Steel Company to assess the extent of execution of the privatization agreement. After visiting the headquarters and some facilities of the Electricity Distribution Company, the leader of the delegation speaks on the call for the revocation of the licenses of power companies and increase in electricity tariffs.
This government is poised to begin to do everything humanly possible to ensure that Nigerians has value for money for every kobo they spend. So in a situation whereby the expected service we are supposed to be given by these disclosed companies are not given, then definitely government has to take an action. And that is what government will not just wake up one day and say they are revoking. They must have given enough room. They must have given enough, space and time for these people to deliver. And if they decide not to deliver, then necessary action will be taken.
For the Acting Director General of the BPE, a cost-effective tariff for the industry must be worked out, just as the distribution company enumerates the challenges hindering effective energy distribution to consumers.
We believe that the whole essence of privatization is to introduce best practice, is to bring in new investments into the sector, and to ensure that the sector is market-driven. But in the last 2 years plus, we've had challenges in managing the post-privatization.
There's no doubt that the electricity sector has gone through a lot of turmoil in the last 2 years since we took over. The turmoil occasioned by prevailing economic circumstances in the country, and also the very difficult operating environment which we have found ourselves in. We are hopeful that very soon we'll be able to turn a lead and see to the improvement in the sector generally.
Whatever side the argument goes, if the efforts being made by the federal government to accelerate the development of the power sector will be successful, the government must ensure that the interest of the public is protected at the end.
Let's quickly shift gears now, shall we? Kayode Alayonde is standing by to take us through sports news.
Welcome to Sports News. Mamelodi Sundowns have picked up yet another piece of silverware after they defeated DR Congo Giants TP Mazembe 1-0 to claim the CAF Super Cup. Sundowns defender Ricardo Nascimento Cooley converted from the spot to claim the game's decisive goal in the 83rd minute. It was a deserved win for the South African champions, who dominated the vast majority of the exhibition match. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football CAF has announced that South Africa's President Jacob Zuma had pledged his full support to CAF President Issa Hayatou ahead of African football's upcoming elections. South African Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula, South African Football Association President Danny Jordan, and Mamelodi Sundowns President Patrice Motsepe were also present at today's meeting with President Zuma. The meeting came just 6 days after the Council of Southern African Football Associations, COSAFA, announced that it was endorsing Ahmed as a CAF presidential candidate. Hayatou, who has presided over African football since 1988, will be seeking an 8th term in office when he stands in the elections in March to be held in Ethiopia. Back home, Bauchi-based top-flight team Wiki Tourists insist that they have the quality to cancel out the 2-goal deficit against the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces Football Club in the CAF Confederations Cup preliminary round. The Bauchi Elephants are hosts of their West African opponents in Sunday's return leg. The team needs to score 3 unreplied goals to proceed to the next stage of Africa's second-tier club competition after losing their first leg 2-0. Whoever wins the tie will face Tunisian giants club Africain in the first round. And those are the major stories in the world of sports this hour. Gimba Umar returns in just a moment. Stay with us.
Adama Barrow has been sworn in as the president in Banjul, the country's capital. The occasion was witnessed by thousands of people at the Independence Stadium. It is the second time that Mr. Barrow has taken the oath of office. The first time was at a very low-key event at the country's embassy in Senegal last month, after a lengthy power struggle with the former president, Yahya Jammeh, forced him into exile. Mr. Barrow is the third president in the history of the Gambia, and the celebration is also marking 52 years of the country's independence. The police in Malaysia say that a North Korean national has been arrested over the killing of North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un's half-brother. The first North Korean to be arrested over Kim Jong-nam's death has been identified as a 46-year-old Ri Jung-chol. An Indonesian woman, a Malaysian man and a woman with a Vietnamese passport were detained earlier. Police believe that poison was sprayed into Mr. Kim's face as he waited to board a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Macau. South Korea's intelligence agency has accused the country's rivals in the north of assassinating Kim Jong-nam, saying that Pyongyang had wanted to kill him for years now, but that he was being protected by China. And the main news again. Security operatives of the Operation Safe Haven today smashed the baby factory syndicate in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Also today, 2 children were reportedly killed in a fire which engulfed an internally displaced persons camp in Borno State. The inferno also razed many of the makeshift shelters in the camp. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. Have a splendid night rest and a great week ahead. Good night.